All right, everybody, back again with another video of the figurized standard Kid BUU. Personally, from Dragon Ball Z, the final arc, out of all the BUUs, Super BUU, Fat BUU, Chocolate BUU, all those BUUs, this is my favorite BUU, and I am so happy that they made a representation of this guy for me. Now, I noticed that my videos aren't necessarily that funny, which is weird because in real life, I'm actually a pretty charismatic dude, but I feel like if I try to be funny, then it's going to come off as unfunny and forced, and that's not what I want. So until I really become more and more comfortable with being on camera and actually creating a persona, so to speak, this is the video. This is the kind of videos I'm gonna do until I actually like get a voice. I don't know how long that's gonna take. It might take a few videos, but you know, the more I do this, the more comfortable I'll get and the easier this will become. But until then, let's get into the articulation of this guy. Okay, now, like I said before, this is Kid BUU. Now, like the Frieza and the other standard, the figure eye standards, he comes with multiple heads. You can just pop the face off and put one on. This is his face, and he also has a face where his mouth is open. Or his mouth is open. Face is open, where his mouth is open. Which is the one I like better, but I was doing a shoot, brother, and I just happened to have this face on, so I just kept it on because I didn't want to switch them out. But as far as articulation goes, his arm goes around 360. His wrist is on a swivel, but it's hindered because of his little gauntlet here. But it will go all the way around. He's got a double jointed elbow. Yes, he's got a double jointed elbow. It's a joint here, and there's a small joint inside there. Same thing with the other side. All the way around 360. Double jointed elbow. Oh, I forgot to mention that he also has a bicep swivel. All the figure eyes do. So you can get it out to there. It spins all the way around. You can get it up, spin down. You know, you drop that fist on him. He also has a butterfly joint. It's not as extreme as Frieza's, but it is there. He also has a waist swivel here, but it's hindered by his belt. But it does work. And get my hands out of the way. So it does work. Goes back a little bit, goes forward a little bit. He also has a diaphragm swivel. Goes around a little bit. Yeah. Goes forward a little bit, but not as much as I would want. And it goes back a little bit, not as much as I would want. So it's the same deal. There's a ball peg here, and it pegs into there, into his chest, is his upper chest. And that gives you that articulation there. With the head, this actually doesn't move. It's actually, you know, it's stuck to the top of the skull. His head does go around 360. Comes off pretty easily, so you got to be careful. Head goes forward a little bit. Head goes back, but you do get that tilt, which looks really weird from the side. But, you know, from the front, it looks fine. You get that sort of sinister, like you tilt it up and you tilt it to the side and you get that sinister look like from the show. Moving down, move his arms out of the way. He gets about, his knee goes back about that far. Goes forward about that much. Now, here's the T-joint deal here. In order to get his leg out for like a side kick, you have to push down and then push out, which completely destroys the integrity of the model. Excuse me. which is fine if you're doing, but you know, you have to do it that way in order to get the kick effect. You have to do it like this. There's no other way. But that's fine, I guess. But when you put it back, it looks great. Same thing on the other side. You use it, you do them both. It's just like that. That's what it looks like. Well, that's fine. Same thing with the other leg. His knee goes back about that far, which is really, really nice. There's a swivel here. So that, let me stop spinning this thing around so you guys can actually see, get my hands out of the way. This, you know, you can actually no, you can't. I don't think you can. Nah, it's the same deal as the Frieza and the Goku. There's a peg inside here that pegs into his shoe, and it gives you the swivel to a degree, but is hindered by his gimmick here. These ankle gimmicks here. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna use a lot of Carney in here because I like pro wrestling, so it, you know, that's shoot, brother. That's a shoot. Now, as far as his head goes, it's the same thing. It's the same exact deal. He has this eye build system where the pupil of the eye is a separate piece. So are the teeth. And you put them together in this build system. So you start with the pupil, and then you put those in here, and then you slide the teeth in, and it just creates this whole complete face. And like I said before, I think that it just creates so much, it puts so much character and depth into the face, and it actually just, it makes the character and the figure pop more so than like a sticker would. I detest stickers. I do not like them. I would much prefer to have this system, which people often say, as I've said before, is a pain in the ass, than like stickers. Because I detest stickers. I absolutely hate them. Because they suck. And they don't do what you want them to do when you want them to do them. But speaking of which, that's a sticker. That's a sticker. You got all these back pieces here. These ports here are actually for flight stands. So you should get a separate piece that plugs into here, and then you plug the flight stand in, and then it's as though he's flying around. With all of these detailings here, these vents, as some of you who are familiar with Dragon Ball Z and his character, whenever Majin Buu gets upset, he lets off steam through these ports. And he literally lets off steam. It comes out of his body as steam. And it comes out of these ports. Originally, when I got this guy, these ports were not blackened in, so I took a Gundam marker. And I just blackened these in to add a little bit more depth and a little bit more integrity to the character, just to make him look a little bit better. I did the same thing with the pants. I took a light Gundam marker, and I just shaded in the pants, shaded in the creases of the pants. Just give it some shadow, give it some character, just make it look pretty good. As I said before, this is my favorite Majin Buu. This is my favorite Majin Buu, and I'm so glad that they made a representation of this guy, because I don't know if we're ever going to get a SH Figure Arts of this guy. I think maybe they're making a Fat Buu. I'm not sure, but I don't know if we're ever going to get a good representation of this guy. And for the price point in which I got him, which I believe was maybe $25, which is much better than paying $45, $60, $80, which is probably what SH Figure Arts is going to ask for a figure of this caliber. Once again, this is SH Figure Arts on a budget. It satisfies all of the points that are hit for me. 1, satisfies my love for Dragon Ball Z. 2, it satisfies my wallet and my budget. 3, it satisfies my love for building models. And I enjoy building Gundam models. So anytime I have an opportunity to build something that turns into something like this that I can get a lot of use of, because I do the toy photography on Instagram, you know, it's the best of all the worlds that I really, really enjoy. So I guess my final thoughts of this guy. Let me get him into a cool pose. Let me get him into a cool pose. I'll be right back. Okay, so my final thoughts on this guy. If you are a fan of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, this guy is a great representation of a great antagonist in the show. And since there are no real other accurate representations that are official other than customs, you can't go wrong with buying this guy. If you are a lover of building models, you will like this guy. If you are a Dragon Ball Z fan, you will like this guy. And he's small. He's very small in comparison to the Goku. Okay, so we got a quick size comparison. Zoom up. So we got a quick size comparison. So it's great for working out those recreations from the show. But listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on SH Figure Arts. That's not what I'm doing. Because I like SH Figure Arts. I own a lot of SH Figure Arts. Hey, and if you want to spend your money on the SH Figure Arts, you earned it. Hey man, if that's what you want to buy, then you win. But as it currently stands, as of this video, there aren't very many representations of Kid BUU that anybody can buy. And with this guy, you can. So this video is not necessarily for the SH Figure Arts marks. This is not for you. This is for people who like who have versatility. Put that way. This video is for the people who have versatility. Okay, who are okay with having a representation of a character that doesn't necessarily need a brand name. But as I've stated before, I really enjoy this model. I like it a lot. I'm glad I picked him up. I was looking forward to this guy when I heard that he was announced sometime last year, I believe. And I haven't been disappointed since. I can get a lot of good photos out of him. You know, he looks good. He's the right shade of pink, which is something I never thought that I would say, but he's the right shade of pink. You know, he's not too pink, but he's not too not pink. But you get what I'm saying. So if you get an opportunity, check this guy out. Pick him up on eBay, Amazon. I got this guy from Barnes & Noble. So if you can, get your hands on him. Do it. Buy him. Build him. Do it. Like I said, I don't really have a tagline or anything like that because I feel like that's kind of cheesy coming from me because I don't really have any like crazy nicknames. So if you like this video, subscribe. I'll catch you next time.